Welcome to Rugby AM here on Free Sports. Another fantastic week in Rugby League. Loads to talk about on the show. And we're joined by Jamie Jones Buchanan, partner in crime. And this man, the one and only Steve Mascord, one of the most famous worldwide Rugby League journalists. And what I love about you, Steve, you're a man of two passions, rock and roll and Rugby League.
I don't think I'm even the most famous person in this room, let alone the world. But yeah, it's great to be here. How good is your new set? Wow. Last time I was just sat on a couch upstairs. So things have improved.
It's definitely come a long way, and we appreciate all your support you've given us. And you've also come a long way in the short time we've known you, because you're now like a bit of a merchandise mogul with Mascord Browns. Talk to us firstly about Mascord Browns.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to give the company a plug. Phil Brown, who started Tri-Tag Rugby in this country, he's got 600 teams, very successful sports administrator. He's the brains of the business. And yeah, we thought that with Rugby Union it was easy to find merchandise. If you want to find a Springboks jersey, or even, you want to find a club in Albania. You go, there's a couple of sites you can go to, but in Rugby League, there's nowhere. And International Rugby League is obviously growing. We saw in the World Cup last year, despite the administrators, it's growing in spite of itself almost, International Rugby League. Some of the administrators, not all of them. So we thought, well, there's a hole in the market, much like what you guys do. So let's try to fill it. So we went through the federations and we said, can you give us your discount? And we started with USA. And then we bought a bunch of jerseys, and each one we sell, we give the federation back some money. We'll give them a couple of quid per sale. And just the other day, I felt like a proud dad, we got a marquee with our logo on it. We put up for the first time at the Toronto Wolfpack game against Halifax. Thankfully, we've got an agreement with the Wolfpack to sell their gear in the UK, which is everyone wants Wolfpack gear. So we're hoping that's going to give us the little growth spurt we need over the next few months.
Serious question. What's the state of Rugby League in this country, in your opinion, at the moment?
I think it's ripe for change. There's a lot of opportunity. I think it's interesting that you asked that question, because you asked me that question last time I was here. Yeah. But now working with people in the game, I kind of see it. I'm not as negative, maybe, because I think there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a lot of enthusiastic people. It's got strong IP. The brands, a lot of the brands are worth something tangibly. So I believe there's a meeting of all the clubs in Leeds around this time, maybe while we're sitting here, and there's talk about the new structure. So
is there going to be a new structure in your opinion?
Well,
does it need one? I love the £1 million game.
Yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily about that. It's also about, it's how many teams are in each division, how much funding the third division gets. Obviously, we all know, all the viewers, if you follow Rugby League, know that the Super League clubs are trying to take a bit more of the money. I think a lot of the teams interested in coming into, I can tell you, actually, for sure, that if the third division is cut adrift, a lot of the teams who are talking about coming into British Rugby League are no longer interested.
Seriously? Why is that?
Because they like the fact that they can, if necessary, work their way up. They also like the fact that they want an overarching authority with power. They don't want to actually be completely controlled by the clubs they're playing against. They don't want the clubs they're playing against to control their destiny. They feel more comfortable if there is a body that has the game's interests at heart, and that body retains some power. So I think some of these North American franchises, I can tell you for sure, Red Star Belgrade, which is one of the most famous names in world sport, they've been holding talks. They want to spend some money and join the structure in Britain, but they won't be interested if the third division's cut adrift, if the League One's cut adrift.
Well, we're looking next week. It's funny you should mention Belgrade, because from a similar kind of area in the world, 9 Ukrainians have signed in this country for the Milford Marlins. We're going there next week to meet the Ukrainians and do a little feature on those guys. So world rugby, it is a global sport. There's a real passion for that globalisation, even though the NRL, as you've written about so passionately, are not overly keen on this Denver. Let's talk really quickly about Denver before we nip off, because the Denver game is, in your opinion, in our opinion, really important for rugby league?
You know what? In the last few days, I've started to think about it a bit more, about, you know, the reservations that the NRL clubs might have, about, you know, we've heard in League Weekly today that the curtain raiser is off between the USA and Canada. So that would lead some people to go, oh, they haven't got as much money as they thought they were going to have. They're having to strip back, and, you know, cause people to worry. Then you go back to, well, do the NRL, when clubs oppose this event, do they care about the 2025 World Cup? Because if they cared about the 2025 World Cup, even if they had reservations about the organisation of this match, they'd want to test the promoter out, they'd want to test the structures out, they'd want to see how it goes. But no, from what we can understand, they want to do America first. Well, they've been beaten to the punch, bad luck. They've been beaten to the punch, and if these guys do it poorly, then they can go in and go, well, now we'll show you how it's done. So I think it's wonderful that the game is going ahead. I don't think we have 100% buy-in from all the NRL clubs, but I think they have been made to realise that they really don't have a say in the matter. They have to release players. It's an international, and good on the players for standing up and saying that we're going, and same as those Tongan players last year who said we're not playing for New Zealand or Australia, we're going to play for Tonga. It wasn't quite as dramatic as that, but I thought the England players agreeing to the suggestion from Red Hall that they sign a statement saying that they support the game and they want to go, I think that was a really decisive thing.
Last week we had a really exciting time at rugby, and we've done a few business lunches over the years, Jonesy, but I think this one we've kind of nailed the format. Were you impressed? Did you enjoy it?
Well, I think Steve's just nailed a really important point in that rugby league's not joined up enough, and that's the whole idea with our business lunch, is to join up the businesses, the people that enjoy rugby league, and put money in there as well, and just talk to them a little bit about our vision, our plan, and what we're up to do going forward, and give them the information. Like the Oslo Nines, I didn't know. Not that many people out there don't know. Now that Simo knows, I'm sure all our camera crew will be there next week filming.
I've got an idea, I'll say it with cameras rolling because it's hard to get anyone interested. Maybe someone watching is interested, but there's An Idiot Abroad and Parts Unknown, these sort of shows, sort of travel entertainment shows. I'd love to get like a recently retired player and take him to like Thailand, and the mission is find a game by Saturday. And then you get all the stuff with the tourist stuff. So you get the local authorities sort of helping you out a little bit with accommodation, and some of the places in Thailand, maybe we don't want to send him there. But and then by the end of the week, then you meet the local official and you educate them. You go, how long have you been playing rugby league here in Bangkok? Oh, who started it? And then by the end of the week, you get a game. The guy gets a game and he's mic'd up. He gets smashed.
Wagger.
He's mic'd up.
Wagger.
And so it's kind of like it's kind of like a light entertainment travel reality show, but it also pushes the message to people subtly that rugby league is played in far more places than you imagined.
Wagger abroad, we've got to make it happen. Let's go over now to Weetwood Hall and see how our business lunch unfolded.
Rugby AM is the newest, latest, best thing that's happened to rugby league. It'll help spread the game throughout the community. I think it's a great opportunity for small to medium-sized businesses to work together, enjoy talking rugby and enjoy spreading the businesses and developing them. Would I recommend the event? Absolutely, yes. I've enjoyed it, every minute of it, and I'll be back again and really enjoyed it. And I wish them luck with future events.
I think businesses have hopefully enjoyed it for a start, and I think that's the key to these sort of events. If you can come and enjoy it and have a good time, I think you tick all the boxes. But I'd like to think they've been able to network and get around and talk rugby and let their hair down a little bit. So I think it's a great initiative. I think we raised some money for Leeds Rugby Foundation, which is really important, and it's been a great day. The shirt went for £1,000, which is brilliant. Worth every penny, I must say. The 2017 Grand Final winning shirt, really kind winning bid, and it's meant Leeds Rugby Foundation have made a good amount of money today.
I've come to this event today to support Rugby AM. I think it's fantastic what they're doing and what they hopefully will do in the future. I think the quality of the event's been fantastic. The people here are great. The venue is fantastic, so I'd certainly recommend it, and I'll be back.
Working Rugby AM from start to finish has been an absolute pleasure. We've done lots of different projects, both commercial. We've organised a number of dinners, a number of events. We've had huge support from the team, and we look forward to developing a further enhancement to our business and their business in the future.
Outstanding. Right now, a new section for the show, and one thing we do better than everyone else is the access. The top players in the game, we've been thankful enough to get the support and call them friends. And one man who's been the driving force behind Rugby AM since the very first day I got the idea is Sam Burgess. And this is a new feature, Phone a Friend with Sam Burgess.
Mate, I'm just driving out to the game tonight. We're playing Brisbane.
Yeah, is it home game?
Yeah, home game, so I'm just driving out there now, lad.
Do you feel like, looking at your form so far this season, I've watched every game you've played, it's the Sam Burgess of 2014, you're back to that kind of, giving defenders no time, up in the face, making big hits. Do you feel like you're back to that form that helped Souths get to that final and to get put in such a good performance against Jammer and the Dogs that day? Do you feel like you're getting back to that kind of form?
Yeah, I certainly feel in good shape, Simo. I was coming off the back of the World Cup. The joy of that, also the disappointment, almost playing in a final, got me fired up again, and we've got a great group of guys here at South. The Twins are playing great football. It allows me, give me a bit more space, creates a bit more room for me. So I'm just getting off the back of the team. And yeah, listen, I'm feeling fit. I'm feeling as good as I've felt for a couple of years. Physically dominant at times. So
yeah.
Listen, you need all that to play well. And I'm putting the hard work. I've been working on a few things in my game and getting some good variation on plays, and it's allowing me to turn up when I'm tired, be in good positions, and when the opportunity arises, I take it. So I'm feeling pretty good at the moment.
Do you miss anything about England? Because whenever I go away, especially to Australia, you do feel like you are so far from home. And after being there, I think the longest I've been there is 4 weeks, and after 3 weeks, this is just me, and it's probably my dietary problems, but I really missed Yorkshire pudding, like just going and getting a Sunday roast with the Yorkshire pudding. Yeah. Is there anything that you particularly miss about England, or has it just been too long now?
Well, I reckon it has been long, and I guess, Simo, for you, what you miss as well, your family, right? All your family back in England.
Big time.
All your mates that you grew up with. I mean, listen, I came here at 20, quite young, and then all my brothers moved out here. So for me, I've almost set a home away from home up. I got my brothers here, all my wife's here, my mum's here. So for me, in terms of missing things, the Yorkshire puddings, I can just call mum up and ask her to make a few. So I can get that, Simo. Maybe next time you come out, we'll get Julie B to whip up some Yorkshire puddings for you and see if you can stay longer than 4 weeks. But, for me, I don't miss too much. I miss, obviously, the people. I think people have got a great sense of humour, and they're just generally great people from the north of England. So I do miss that at times, but like I say, I spend a lot of time with my family around Sydney, and they make up for that.
Tonight is the night. It's a big day for Rugby AM because we're launching not one but two very special parts of our business. The Rugby AM shop is online now, shop.rugbyam.co.uk. You can buy all the NRL kits, you can buy Super League kits, you can buy Rugby AM gear, you can buy War of the Roses gear, and it's online now. Go search it. shop.rugbym.co.uk. It's been a journey, Jonesy.
It's taken about 12 months.
No.
Get on that shop now.
Later, can we do a partnership with Mascot Browns on camera?
Absolutely.
No problem, mate.
You got to have international gear. You got to have international gear.
Mascot Browns, international stuff, all our stuff, us. But do you remember when you used to sell it from your hall?
I used to get all the Rugby merchandise at my house, and it was all the way down my hallway.
We're still doing that. We're still at that stage. Like Phil Brown has nowhere to sleep because he's got cartons of gear everywhere.
People just don't understand. They get an email address, PayPal, or whatever it is. And I'll just be writing out envelopes all day, every day, crackers.
And the other big thing today is it's the premiere. We're going off very shortly. Steve's going to be there at the press showing of As Good As It Gets, the movie about the 2015 season. We won't spoil it. Get yourself on Amazon because it's on Amazon Prime. Have a watch of it. But it's a monumental day for yourself, the sport. Me, you and Lee Aiken sat in Thorpe Park Hotel just talking about it. We had a little bit of an idea less than 12 months ago, and today's the reality of how we can turn ideas into reality.
Mate, and I've got another idea as well. The one that's not being shown, I don't know who's going to tell it if it happens, but Luke Briscoe this week.
Oh, no, don't jinx it.
I'm not going to jinx it, but Luke Briscoe has equalled. He's passed it.
Oh, he's equalled it?
He's equalled Martin Fire's try-scoring record for most consecutive tries. And if he scored again, don't want to jinx it, but he could go on and beat it. Now, the fact that he's equalled it is already enough. Yeah. But his brother, Tom Briscoe, Lance Todd Trophy winner at Wembley, scored 5 tries in the Challenge Cup final 2015. Who's going to tell that story? Somebody needs to tell that story.
We'll do that.
2 unlikely Fev lads go on and achieve some great things in rugby league. That's the story in itself.
Mate, outstanding. Let's go over now to the premiere, playing you out into part 2. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the film premiere of As Good As It Gets. We'll see you back here for more Rugby M in part 2 of the show. Keep it locked, keep it Free Sports.
I've seen clips of it, seen the opening, seen many parts of it. I've not seen it all together, and it's just come together as a really awesome piece of film work. And Lee and the team are really going to be congratulated by how they put all that together. Really spectacular as far as I was concerned. Kind of tear in my eyes at certain times because it's so emotional. So yeah, brilliant.
The press screening this afternoon has gone really well. So far so good. I think we've made a film that's going to be good for rugby league, not just for Leeds Rhinos. This is one of the nerve-wracking bits is in there we're going to be with all the players, with all the cast. No one's seen it. Jamie Jones has seen it, that's it. So now we have to sit there and let people have a little bit of awkwardness between them. But that's what makes a good film. This is if everything went smoothly, it'd be the most boring, promo film the world has ever seen. But we have to talk about what went wrong and the challenges and the clashes in order to make the triumph interesting. But it won't take away that people are probably going to hear stuff from each other on the film tonight that they didn't know, to be honest, which is exciting but also nerve-wracking.
Right, Gary, obviously getting ready to go and see the film for the first time. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, this is the inspiration Jamie Jones Buchanan. He came right at the outset, and I remember being approached by the film company to say, my attitude was yes, absolutely, get on with it. But I've had nothing to do with the content, so I'm looking forward to seeing it for the first time tonight. And I think it does actually, hopefully, captures the 20-year journey, and particularly that climax in 2015 was quite a remarkable achievement, and all the sort of behind the scenes drama and emotion and personality and character and everything that came to the fore.
Do you know what? All I've done is just pull a lot of constituent parts together with Alex Simmons and Lee Aiken at City Talking and Hebrew Works, and I'm just in my element today. Today's a beautiful day and in the great city of Leeds, in the best shopping centre in Leeds, and I've got so many friends and family, people that I've been on a journey with for the last 20 years, and to be able to bring them all together to tell the ultimate story in service, sacrifice, hard work, determination, selflessness, altruism, benevolence is amazing. And I guess I've said it a few times that if I was to melt all my medals down, winners and losers, and to manifest one award, it'd be the DVD and the film that we brought out today, so I'm really excited.
Well, one of the things that Jamie Jones is part of the the films in its infancy of its ideas about what it might be like. Jamie Jones was involved in all that, and he said, "Would you mind doing it? Would you mind being involved with it?" But what Jamie Jones stressed upon me earlier was that if you're going to do this, you can't go half-hearted. You can't just give the normal media answers. You're going to have to, tell it as it is. And I think that's what everybody's done by the sounds of it. I haven't watched the movie myself, but by the sounds of it, everybody's opened up themselves up to the truth really, and just told it as it was. So, and if some of that makes difficult watching for those individuals who are watching it, fair dues. But hopefully, people see that a successful season comes at the expense of a lot of sweat and tears and blood and emotion and money, and it's not just a case, 13, 17 talented players taken to a field.
There's quite a backdrop to the success, and I think that's what will make the story. I'm interested to see how the filmmakers have managed to get that across on the screen. I think it'd be very interesting to see that. You see, it's not plain sailing winning the treble. It's not it's not all nice. It's rainbows and unicorns. There's some hard work behind there, and a lot of people get put out, and a lot of sacrifices are made, and hopefully that'll show on the screen.
Well, I just think it's probably testament to Lee and Jamie and Alex who've really driven this to get it where it is tonight. To turn up and see this and to think that a rugby league team have been the story behind this is pretty special. So those three need to take all the plaudits on this and all the accolades. And like I said, I'm not quite sure what to expect, but we'll give it a go.
There's so much more closer that the fans can be brought to what goes on. Yeah. Whether it's what happens as a team or what individuals go through. So I think that some of the stuff might shock people. Some of the stuff might shock people for what the boys had to deal with. It wasn't just easy. And we all know what happened in that league leaders game. But it's there were some ups and downs and some rough periods in that year. But that only makes you better in the long run and able to do it in the end.
There's a lot gone on in that season. Obviously, we won 3 trophies, but behind the scenes of that year, there's a lot gone on, and it'd be good to see that finally come out.
How excited can you really? It's a fantastic idea, fantastic thing to look at. So a bit apprehensive. It's an hour and 20. Yeah. I thought it was about half an hour, 40 minutes. So short film. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm told I've seen bits. So just great to see it. So apprehensive. As Jamie Jones always says, we're still on a journey. So we're not there yet. We've a lot of work to do yet. But so far so good. And we've lost a few players, a few players come in, so the club's doing well at the moment, and we're always worried for the future. So we're hand on the sort of tiller, but still going ahead. Yeah.
3 words to sum up the 2015 Leeds Rhinos team.
Well, 3 words. 1, outstanding, unbelievable as the other word, because I suppose to do it the way they did it as well, the Huddersfield game was just something nobody's ever seen before. So yeah, absolutely outstanding.
So, 3 words.
Yeah.
Very, very good. There you go.
Pretty good. 2.
3 words, story about people.
3 words to sum up the 2015 Leeds Rhinos team.
We won the treble. Is that enough? That's 4. That's 4. 1 extra. I'm allowed 1 extra.
Let's do it again. That's 4.
Remarkable, skillful, honest.
Love you all. Love you all. That's it. That's all it is saying.
3 words to sum up the 2015 Leeds Rhinos team.
I don't know.
That's 3.
That team was incredible. There was some brilliant players.
I thought we had the best squad in the country.
We're the team that will do more than anyone else.
Got to have a good coach. Well, we had a great coach.
He's the most successful coach the club have ever had, and delivered trophy after trophy.
And I always say, this might be as good as it gets, fellas. I thought, I'm in LA.
Not many people knew, but I had problems.
He said, that's me. I said, whoa, what do you mean that's you? He said, that's me, I'm gone.
What's next? But what comes next for me? Where do I go?
He went, Brian, this is the biggest decision this club's ever faced.